This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Tuesday, August the 21st. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, Barbados is failing to meet the international and regional standards of nurse-to-patient ratio of care required. President of the Barbados Nurses Association, Joanna Waterman, says registered nurses in public health institutions are not adopting the correct scientific methods needed for staffing intensive care areas.
But specifically, that is general areas, but specifically with respect to intensive care areas, a one-on-one ratio. And of course, we need to do our staffing, determine our staffing based on the acuity needs. By that we mean the needs of care of patients and the level of intensity of care, such as general care, routine care versus intensive care, and we have not utilized that approach to date.
However, Waterman said that after benefiting from a recent Congress of International Nurses, the association was now in possession of the relevant literature to assist the country in applying the various classification systems. She told a press conference yesterday there are other matters of concern which the BNA intends to put before the new Minister of Health, Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, when the two sides meet shortly.
We also are concerned about the number of outstanding vacancies, especially in the district hospitals. Now recently, at the level of principal nursing officer, a number of vacancies were filled, and we're very happy with that. We're very pleased about that because we were constantly being, I don't want to use the word harassed, but bombarded with doing something, representing on their behalf. So the level of senior nursing officer and the level of staff nurse remains a major problem for filling vacancies. Now we know there's only such a quota for filling posts, which is why we need to have the establishment order expanded as soon as possible.
In other news now, a day after revealing her battle with early-stage breast cancer, expressions of moral support are flowing in from St. Michael's Southeast constituents for the MP Education Minister, Santia Bradshaw. When a team from Barbados Today visited the areas of Regent Hill and Parkinson Field in the constituency's heartland of the Pine yesterday, sentiments coming from young and old residents range from sadness to best wishes.
Well, when you hear about these things in life, you know, it is being a little sadness there, you know. But there's nothing you can do that as a part of life.
I pray it's God's will for her to recover and Jesus will touch her and heal her.
I'm not feeling good about it. Because it can be me too, you understand? Everything is hurt. It hurt me too. Because I didn't expect that. No things is expected, but, you know, I'm sad about it.
But I feel shocked. I didn't even know, but I feel real bad for her. Because she's a really good person. I don't think that should happen to her.
It was quite a shock when he heard it at first, but I know she's a strong person and we're all behind her, and I wish her all the best with her health issues and stuff, but we're behind her 100%.
Santia Bradshaw, she's my girl. I would like she to get over as soon as possible, because I understand she's going there, right? Santia's my girl, man. Yeah. She father before she did my good friend. I was just telling them the same thing. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear. I'm very sorry to hear, man.
Classes at the Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology in Wildy, St. Michael came to a temporary halt yesterday as disgruntled teachers walked off the job over long-running environmental issues. Acting Deputy General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Wayne Waldron, said the union was called in to investigate complaints of the environmental problems in the workshop area.
We would have met with management to look at some quick solutions. There's a temporary arrangement where they will do theoretical teaching. Hopefully, during this week, they will do some industrial cleaning. And then we will have a further assessment by Monday to see how that has impacted on the concerns raised. There's some concerns too about persons acting for a very long time. We have a colleague who have been in the position for 10 years. And we are saying that's untenable, so the matter still also is a matter between the administration of the St. Jack Prescott Polytechnic, also the PAD, where you have to get the post declared vacant because the person was acting beyond the seconded officer. So we would hope that we get that matter resolved expeditiously and the person be appropriately compensated for all the work they were doing in terms of acting in the position.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Trinidad and Tobago's Minister of Finance, Con Imbert, lashed out at his critics over the weekend, taking to a stage in Malabar and announcing that the National Investment Fund bonds had been oversubscribed by 82%. More in this report from TV6 News.
The finance minister said to open new opportunities for the public to invest in their government, the surplus from the National Investment Fund is set to be invested in housing bonds. These will finance the construction of affordable housing, and the holders will get priority in the allocation process of the homes built.
It allows people to save so that the housing bonds will also have very attractive interest rates. It allows people to save for a particular purpose. It allows them to use their savings, their bonds, to buy a home, which is one of the most or more important things to families.
And on the South American continent, Venezuela yesterday slashed 5 zeros from prices as part of a broad economic plan that President Nicolas Maduro says will tame hyperinflation. But critics called it another raft of failed socialist policies that will push the chaotic country deeper into crisis. We have a report from Reuters Television.
The socialist government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Monday introduced a new currency called the sovereign bolivar, slashing 5 zeros from current prices. The measure in response to hyperinflation, which soared 80,000% this year, leaving Venezuelans carrying around stacks of worthless bills. Reuters correspondent Brian Ellsworth is in Caracas.
Here you can see a stack of 10 20,000 bolivar notes. This is a total of 200,000 bolivars, which would be enough to buy a couple loose cigarettes on the street. In the new currency, this is equivalent to 2 sovereign bolivars. Now, these 2 sets of bills are going to circulate simultaneously for an undetermined amount of time. The idea is that that will give the government enough time to get these new bills into circulation.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Now, you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.